Hello, it's Debbie Gilbert here from the Business Awards show, and I'm also the founder of the Best Businesswomen Awards. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Lisa Sinnott from St Paws and St Claws Training Academy, who was a silver winner in the Best Businesswomen Awards and has also won some other awards, which we'll talk about later. Who is very much ingrained in the pet industry and helping people with their cats, with their dogs, and has been in this industry now for 8 years and started off at the Prince's Trust. So we're going to talk a bit about what the Prince's Trust is and how it supported her. So hello, Lisa, welcome.
Hey Debbie, lovely to see you. Thanks for
So
having
let's
me.
start off with the business journey. So you started 8 years ago.
Yeah,
So you obviously had a passion for animals going back that far.
yeah. I remember one of my earliest kind of memories is we lived with my gran for a bit when I was younger, till I was about 4, and going out to the yard. There was a kind of builder's merchant behind us, and there was a little family of hedgehogs, and we left them some dog food, and it was very dark, and we had to be very quiet, and yeah, I had to give them some food, and then I'd feed the neighborhood cat. My granny would give me a fiver to go and get some chocolate from Londis, or Tommy's as it was called back then. I'd go and get a chocolate bar for myself. I can't remember what. She'd always have fried chocolate. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And I get some cat food for the local neighborhood cat. So yeah, always loved animals. Yeah.
So that's what made you decide to start a business. And you were very young when you started your business. So you obviously got some help from the Prince's Trust. So tell people a
Yeah.
bit more about that.
Yeah, they were amazing source of help. An amazing business mentor I'm still in touch with today, Peter Barker. He helped me a lot along the way. He's been through a lot of things with his own business. So told me about the mistakes and things to avoid. But yeah, I got in touch with the Prince's Trust. I kind of had worked for big companies, I worked for small companies, but I'd never set up my own business, and I didn't really know where to start. So I'd heard about them, so I just gave them a quick text. I remember it was on a day, it was nearing the end of my old job. I used to work for a charity with dogs, and it was the last time I saw a colleague of mine. She was blind, and she sadly also had cancer, but she had this amazing spirit where she just got on with things. She worked for a cause that was bigger than herself, and she didn't let things kind of stop her. And I was feeling a bit down because I was like, oh, my job here is ending. I don't really know what to do. And I thought, when you're around people like that just keep going, keep striving, you kind of think, it gives you a real kick up the backside as well. Like, what have you really got to complain about? So yeah, I texted the Prince's Trust, and I went on an enterprise program with them in Stevenage. It was a week long. It was telling me and teaching us about marketing, sales, because that's a really important part. If you want to set up a business, that's wonderful, but you need to know your numbers as well and make sure you're making a profit, otherwise you won't last too long. So yeah, met some great people on there, and then I had to submit a business plan. Remember doing that. Well, I had about 2 jobs at the time, while I was building up the business and kind of launching it. And then I had to do, they called it a Dragon's Den kind of presentation. You had to kind of submit your business plan and explain to the dragons, as they call them, but they were very nice people, why it'd work. And then I got accepted for the loan. It was a really low interest rate loan, which was great. I think it was £20 a month for 6 months, and then low interest after that. So I got a £4,000 loan from them, got a website done, got some leaflets in vets, did some courses. And then, yeah, my mentor, Peter, I met up with him monthly, and we went through everything, how things were going, any setbacks, any challenges, successes. And yeah, they gave me a lot of great support along the way. I was really lucky, got invited to Prince Charles, well, King Charles now, but Prince Charles's 70th birthday. So I took my mum there. We went to the garden party at Buckingham Palace. So that was good fun.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So the original business you set up, its core was pet sitting and dog walking, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we did solo dog walking. So we used to work with a lot of dogs that just weren't suited to a group environment. Maybe they had been rescued and had a really bad experience with other dogs. They might have been in pain, or they just might not have been, socialized to other dogs. So yeah, we did solo walking, cat sitting. So cat staying in the home rather than having to go into a cattery when their owners went on holiday, and pet sitting as well.
And so obviously COVID came along and that kind of started to change your business. So talk me through what happened when COVID came to knock on all of our doors.
Yeah, that was such a hard time, and thank you so much to you during that time. I remember kind of being on the video call to you, kind of crying, really upset. And yeah, the support, it was Mums Unlimited then, it's Businesswomen Unlimited now, but the support we all gave each other on Zoom, it really, really helped. So yeah, community was key during that time. It wasn't easy. So yeah, COVID hit and we went down to like £20 a month. By that point, I had about 4 members of staff working with Albany Pet Services. Everyone was home, so they didn't really need dog care and walking. No one was going on holiday because we couldn't. So we really had to kind of pivot. That was the word, wasn't it? The key word.
What was the word?
So during that time, I'd obviously been doing my other studies, a K&N coaching diploma, so managed to bring dog training online, doing webinars, reaching people around the country. So that was something great that came out of it, being able to reach other people and help them with their puppies, because lots of people obviously got puppies, a lot of first-time owners, and it can be overwhelming. Puppies are lovely, but they're also a lot of hard work. They cry, they get scared about leaving their mum and dad. They pee and poo everywhere, and yeah, it can be quite overwhelming. So yeah, I managed to build that up, and then the restrictions got lifted, and then went back to having staff members, doing pet care again, while I carried on with training and studying as well.
So your love is really about the training side, hasn't it? That's evolved, and you've managed to get a degree in that topic as well.
Yeah, so I was really lucky to get onto a postgraduate diploma with the University of Edinburgh Vet School in clinical animal behaviour. Obviously, I'm really passionate about prevention. We do puppy classes to learn life skills and teach, and give guidance on socialization to help prevent problems. But obviously, if you have got a behavioral challenge with your pet, it can be really quite distressing. And obviously, there's a plethora of information out there. Google, people, on TikTok, might be well-meaning, but because it's unregulated, anyone can call themselves a behaviourist. So it's really important to work, with someone who's studied. So yeah, I did a 3-year course with them. It's over 3 years in the end, and worked with vets and behaviourists, and did some work shadowing some great people out there. Did a lot of work with Antonella, the Animal Wellbeing Centre, and did some shadowing of her cases. So yeah, it was quite a journey, but a lot of all-nighters, a lot of learning and juggling. But yeah, I think when you're passionate about something, you want to keep going and just do the best that you can for these animals and their people.
Because I presume you've seen dogs that, let's focus on dogs for a minute, and then we'll talk about cats, that have not been trained properly, and the results of that, which is why you're quite passionate about the fact that you've done your training and you can pass that on to owners. I mean, have you seen some really difficult dogs as a result of not having had proper training?
Yeah, there's just sometimes just a real misunderstanding. If someone's getting a dog, some of it, stands with with earlier experiences that the breeders maybe lack of socialization. If a dog's been brought up in, say, kind of a barren area, maybe it started its early life in, a barn or something like that, it won't have experienced things that they would in a normal house. Something like the washing machine can spook them, the doorbell. There's a really sensitive window for puppies. They think it's about 3 to 12 weeks. So if they haven't experienced those things during that time, they can become quite fearful of them later on. Some dogs just have had really bad experience with trainers. Like, people have just, recommended really harsh, punitive training methods, really yanking on the lead or using, prong collars and things like that. And all these things can, cause new behavioural problems and really affect the welfare of the pet, because obviously if they're in pain, they don't learn easily and they become more scared and more sensitized to things.
So what's the key things if you get a new puppy that you should be thinking about in those early weeks when you bring your puppy home to your house?
Sure. So, kind of thinking about how, start as you mean to go on. What is it that you want them to learn straight away? What's going to benefit them the most and benefit you the most? Obviously, learning to settle and be okay by themselves. So, having that secure base with us. So learning that we're there for them, not leaving them to kind of distress cry and things like that, but also gradually increasing the amount of time that we're away from them. So they're learning that it's okay to be alone, because they're social animals, they're pack animals, they want to be around us all the time, but really that's not realistic. We have to help them get used to that it's okay to be alone, because that's life. But being that secure base for them, so they're learning that we're there if we need them, but gradually increasing independence. And also thinking about socialization, that's really key point. Seeing other dogs, hearing other dogs, seeing people with hats on, seeing people with beards, glasses, all the things that they're going to experience outside. Traveling in the car with them. I understand some people are nervous if the dog hasn't had their second vaccination yet, but there's things that we can do to help them be socialized and get habituated to things during that period as well. And then also just making sure that their needs are met. Obviously, our pups don't come pre-trained. They'll need the toilet. They have really small bladders. They'll need to go outside regularly. Just like a baby, really. They're teething. Their teeth hurt. They're coming through. Are they getting enough sleep? Are they overstimulated? Just all those things that you think about if you had a kid, I guess.
So there's a saying, isn't there? There's no such thing as a bad dog, only bad owners. Is that true, do you think?
I don't know. I think it's a bit unfair because, I do hear that a bit, but, our dogs and cats' behaviour is a bit more complex than that. Obviously we do have a massive effect on it, how we treat them, what we train them. But, genetics play a massive part. If their mum's stressed in the womb and they have their mum's stress, they can pass on that stress during the womb. Thinking about what our dogs were originally bred to do. Have they got a natural outlet for that? That's really important when we're thinking about what dog to bring home. Can we offer that to them? So yeah, it's not always.
So you identified as well that the feline pets that we have were getting a little bit forgotten along the way because people focus heavily on dog behaviour. Yeah. But also cats have cues with their behaviour as well, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cats are obviously a prey and predator species, which means they hide pain really well. So they're more, they hide things. So they might hide under the bed, or they mask pain really well. So behaviors that they might show people might just think, oh, that's just what cats do. But actually we know what we're looking for. They can show signs of worry as well. So they can do similar things that dogs do in terms of their body language. So they might lick their lip very quickly, or their tail might be really low. Obviously, if they're peeing outside their litter tray, the first thing would be, the vets, because they could be suffering from a UTI. Could have cystitis or something like that. They might be constipated. So any kind of immediate behavioural change, like that they're being aggressive or they're lashing out, vet, because often it is medical in nature.
So you work with pet owners online now, don't you, predominantly?
Yeah, I work with people online and in person around Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire as well. Yeah.
And that sort of led you to set up a podcast, which I love the name of it, the Contented Cat Cast. So tell us more about your podcast.
Yeah, so we interview different cat experts. So we had Nikki McLeod on there. She's a vet nurse. She was telling us about how to reduce stress in the clinic, because obviously, getting in the carrier, traveling to the vets can be stressful for cats. We had the amazing Celia Haddon on there last month. She's got a great book out. She told us about a cat called Fat Ada. That's her that helped save her life. She was going through a really dark time. And she was telling us about that. So yeah, there's lots on there. Caroline talking us about how to help kittens, what you should do if you've got a new kitten.
Yes.
A bundle of energy. And also we had Samantha Limpany Tier talking to us about emotions in the vet clinic as well, because there's lots of simple things we can do to help our cats stress less. And if they've had more positive experiences in that kind of bucket, if you like, then they're going to remember those positive experiences rather than kind of us taking withdrawals out all the time and stressing them. Because they can
still have memories of having to be very secretive about getting the cat basket out. Because the minute the cats heard that the basket was coming out, they would disappear outside. So I used to have to cover it over with a blanket and carry it downstairs and put it in the downstairs toilet. And they would go and fetch the cat to put the cat in it, because if I didn't do that, the cat would take one look and just would hear the basket. It would just run off.
The hearing was incredible.
They can literally hear stuff, like a door opening and that basket coming out, and they knew. So yeah, I have memories of that. So let's go on to talk about awards. So when did awards first come on your radar, and what made you think that it might be a good thing for your business?
I remember seeing or hearing about your awards, the Best Businesswomen Awards. I remember looking at the website and being like, oh no, that's too great for me. Like, who am I to do that? And then I thought, well, it looks like and I heard from other people that, it was a really fun night out as well. And I thought, when you're working, obviously I had colleagues, but we did do team events and things, but they worked by themselves. It wasn't kind of, a team role. So it can get quite lonely, as a business owner. And I think there's always that tendency to want to get to the next step and want to get the next level, and you don't always celebrate your achievements. And I thought, I probably won't be successful, but let's give it a go. So I applied, and I remember it being quite an emotional experience in the way, because you're looking at like how far you've come, and it really helps you reflect on where you were and where you are now and where you might want to be. And yeah, I really enjoyed the process, and adding testimonials. I was looking, I've got a little box of thank you cards from pets and people, and kind of going through that and looking at like little pictures of the pets and just thinking, of the people that I've helped, and adding that to my entry as well. So yeah, I found that a great thing to do. And then the night was really fun, everyone was really friendly. It's not just kind of a stuffy award ceremony, dancing, it's fun. And I brought my auntie, brought my mum, got a nice frock. It's really fun.
And then you went on to do the SME National Awards and the Everywoman Awards. So tell us about those.
The SME National Awards, that was fun. That was at Wembley.
Wow.
I think that was it was midweek, so for the Friday night weekend ones, but that was good fun. Me and Mum went to Box Park beforehand. I think we had a pint and then went to the boards. That was good. Never been to Wembley before, so got some nice pictures. The Everywoman Awards, that was good fun. That was at the London Hotel in Leicester Square. It's very, very fancy there. The ladies that set it up, Maxine, she won an MBE, so it's great to be around people that have done some really, really amazing things. I think that's important in business, that you're surrounding yourself with people that are inspiring and that that you can talk to and get ideas of, because people really want to help. I think along the way, everyone starts somewhere.
Do you find that quite inspirational, do you, being in those rooms full of other women that have also got successful businesses?
And hearing about their stories, we've all got things going on. People might not shout about it, and people might not tell you about the bad times,
but we all have them.
There's some bad times, and this Facebook kind of Instagram, like, I've done this and I've done that. But there's bad times as well, and I think that's quite important to talk about that and realize that everyone does have that, but it's just that will to keep going. And I think who you surround yourself with is really important, because never thought just having I've started one dog walk a week, a little dog called Lola. Me and my mum was supporting my gran at the time because she was poorly, having two jobs to start off with while I was building up the business, because obviously you need to pay the bills. It's not an overnight thing, but remembering to kind of keep going and thinking anyone can kind of do it. You don't have to kind of be from money, or your parents don't have to have started a business. That idea of you have to have gone and studied, I don't know, business studies at Oxford, like it's not
it can be an idea and a passion, which I think is where you fit. That was the passion, was the animals, and the idea was obviously setting up a pet sitting stroke walking business, and you just made sure you executed that idea and took it forward.
And I think having the customer at mind, and pets are family members, and wanting to do the best for them, that'll see you through, kind of remembering why you're doing it. That's really, really important, because sometimes when it's hard, you maybe you're feeling down, or you didn't get the customer, it didn't work out, or whatever. Remembering why you're doing it, really, really important to keep you through. And you don't know where it will take you. I think planning's so important. Obviously, I talked about you need to know your numbers, and you need to have a plan of action, but also you just need to do it as well, because I think sometimes you can talk yourself out of things if you're thinking, that might go wrong, or it's good to have a backup plan, but sometimes you just need to get on with it and do it.
Just getting it done. So what's been the biggest benefit, do you think, of these awards for you? Has it been the visibility, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first Businesswomen Awards. I attended the Best Businesswomen Awards that month, and the month after was my best in terms of sales after attending
Oh,
the
wow, that's brilliant.
yeah. So I'd say, yeah, just the impact, and it's something to talk about. People are interested in it, and you know, you can get a lot of publicity with local press, and yeah, just spreading the word about what you do, so you can help people. You don't know who might be reading that. It might be someone that really needs your help, but if they don't know about you, then you can't help them. So I think, yeah, really maximizing that.
I think it's the credibility factor as well, because I put you in the same boat as people who look after children, because actually pets are as important to somebody as their child.
Yeah.
And therefore, having somebody that's not only qualified, but has also got credibility as a business person, you know, that's going to give me reassurance as a pet owner, because I'm going to think, well, this woman is qualified. She's also got awards for how well she runs her business, and they've been externally verified. So I know that she's going to be on the ball when it comes to her policies and procedures in her business, and do her very best to look after my animal or give me the best advice about working with my animal. So I think from your perspective, that definitely gives you the credibility, doesn't it?
Thank you. Yeah.
So let's finish off with a little tip. So let's take you back 8 years ago. My goodness, for when you started your business.
Yeah.
And if someone's listening to this podcast and they're thinking about starting a business, or they want to give some advice maybe to a teenager or a young person leaving university or leaving education and want to start a business, what would you say to them?
Yeah.
What would you say?
And so, you know, do something that you're passionate about. You know, if you're going to be bored of it quite easily, don't do
that. Follow your passion is what you're saying.
Yeah, follow your passion. You know, surround yourself with people that can help you. You know, you're not going to know everything all at once. You're not going to know about, you know, every form of marketing. You might not know how to set up a Google business profile. You know, you might not know how to put a badge on your website, but none of that matters really. Someone will be able to help you. So surround yourself and get as much information as possible. And the St Albans Enterprise Agency were really good because they provided 12 hours free business support.
Oh, that's amazing. And they are fantastic. And if you're listening to this, you will have, wherever you are in the country, you will have an enterprise agency local to you. So make sure you get in touch with them, because St Albans Enterprise Agency are phenomenal, aren't they?
Yeah.
Lovely Mel and Ginny, who I think have left now, recently
Yeah,
retired.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Now, yeah.
So you really took advantage of like the Princess Trust and the St Albans Enterprise Agency and networking, and all of these things have kind of really led to where you are today.
Yeah, get as much help as you can. Like, don't think you can do everything by yourself, because it's not easy. Yeah, get as much information about you can, and you know, if you don't understand something, someone will be able to, you know, guide you on it. I know it can be quite intimidating sometimes, but yeah, you know, you can do it. Just do it. I'd say give it a go. I mean, have a backup option.
Yeah, we all need a backup plan.
Yeah, the worst thing is, I mean, I don't know, I guess you go and get a job, or you know,
it doesn't work. And you have to evolve it, which is a bit what you've done, really. You've evolved your idea. So let's finish off with what's on the cards for your business over the next 12 months? What's on your plan?
So yeah, love to reach more, you know, the pets and their people. I'm doing a lot of free lunch and learn events at vets to guide them on behavioural challenges if an owner comes to them with a behavioural challenge as well. I'd love to speak at some conferences about cats and dogs, helping to reduce stress and spot body language signs. I'm really passionate about body language, because I think if everyone just understood body language a bit better, it just helps so many.
Would make a big difference.
What signs that they're feeling a bit uncomfortable, and then we can take steps to help them. And then I've got my online academy that's got different courses and different guides and worksheets, and you can have live sessions with me. So love that I can reach more people, not just in the UK or St Albans, but around the world.
Yes. Well, if you have been listening to the podcast today and you have a pooch that needs some help, or a lovely little furry cat that you're having a cat conundrum, I think.
Yeah.
We will make sure that Lisa's details are in the show notes. So she has the St Paws Training Academy for dogs, and she has the St Claws Training Academy for cats, and also her podcast, The Contented Cat Cast. And we will make sure all her details are in the show notes so you can contact her for all those little niggles with our pets to make our lives and their lives so much better. So thank you for joining me today. I wish you continued success with your business. I know this is going to continue to grow and build for you. And well done for, putting yourself out there as a young person. And I think you're a great example to any young person thinking about starting a business, that they could be where you're sitting in 8 years' time with a nice, successful business under there.
Oh, bless you. Thank you, Debbie. Thanks for your help.
Oh, thank you. Take care, Lisa.
Thank you. Bye.